Drunk drivers are the absolute worst. I'm sure us sane and at least remotely intelligent people would agree. Drunk drivers are shit stain skid marks that need to be wiped away once and for all. However, as today's example specimen will demonstrate, that task is not easily accomplished.
On December 4th, 2022, officers stopped a woman who was driving on 4 flat tires.
I hate to stop the video so soon, but right from the get-go, we get the most interesting tagline of all time. The police stopped this lady because she was driving on 4 flat tires. Immediately we're drawn into a world of extreme intrigue and also questions. Like, how in the world do you deflate every single tire on your vehicle, assuming it was all in one sitting, which I feel like it must have been, because otherwise you would have gotten new tires or at least put air in the tires or whatever needed to happen. But I'm still incredibly confused on how this happened. Did she drive through a cactus farm or a construction site? I mean, it's baffling how this could have happened. The second question I have to wonder is, what humanity rescuing task of such importance could she have been on that enabled her to completely bypass the fact that her car is driving on basically the rims? I mean, one might think that she's going to save someone who's in incredible danger or just do something of relative importance. However, this is not the case. Apparently, she just wanted to go to the gas station.
Get out. What are you doing? What's the matter?
I'm trying to go up to the drive station. Please stop.
Relax. Oh, yeah.
Wait, please stop.
You're not under arrest. You're not under arrest.
Why am I under arrest?
You didn't say you were under arrest. You're not under arrest. Just being the same. That's it. Doesn't mean you're under arrest.
Yes, it does.
Wait, like, stop. You're not under arrest. Why am I under arrest? Ma'am, the cop could not have stated this any clearer. You are not under arrest. The reek of the alcohol on her breath must have been so miasmic that it completely boggled her sense of reality. Everybody, do me the favor of researching why cops do what they do and why they do it. Just because handcuffs go on you does not at all mean that you're under arrest unless you are explicitly told that. Otherwise, if you have handcuffs on you, you're likely just being detained. This decision is made if cops feel as if you are a risk to yourself or them or anyone else around the crime scene, or if they think you're gonna run. Unfortunately, I don't think this lady can make her Forrest Gump escape, because I think after 2 steps, she would fall flat on her face from how absolutely intoxicated she is.
I'm just trying to get air from my air tire because it flew out.
It flew out?
Yes, I was driving and I hit over the curb and it flew out.
Look at this one. No, look at this one. Over here.
No. No, yeah, that's right. Trying to tell me. This is definitely freaking.
Right here.
It's my car.
I wonder if it has some.
Look at your tire. Does that look like an air problem, or does that look like something worse?
It looks like something worse, but that's why I was trying to go to. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, real quick. I'm no mechanic anymore. I mean, I did go to school for mechanics.
No, I understand 100% what you're saying.
That's a problem.
Yes, I didn't look outside of it when I went out of my car. But when I hit the curb, can I please talk? I just really don't feel like you guys are listening to me.
So, in her own words, she is trying to get gas air for her air tires. She is speaking the tongue of the otherworldly drunkard. And if we can't understand that, then she is just speaking at a level that none of us are capable of comprehending, apparently. Also, as she says, the tire just flew out. My suspicion, however, is that her last brain cell, despite clinging on for dear life, flew out of her right ear and landed somewhere underneath one of those flat tires. Also, I'd love to make note now of just how limited this lady's vocabulary is. She actually has the vocabulary of a toddler who can listen to nothing other than her parents arguing day in and day out. All she ever says is, "I understand, you aren't listening to me, honestly, and 100%. That is the extent of her vocab during this entire ordeal.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you 100%. I had a glass of wine to drink.
Okay, you got a glass of wine. Okay.
I'm 100%. I got a glass of wine to drink. Other than that, I didn't have anything else.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to do some, it's entirely up to you, we're going to do some field sobriety exercises to make sure you're okay to drive.
I'm 100%.
Okay, so do you want to do these field sobriety exercises, or do you not want to?
Sir, I was just trying to get to racetrack to
Okay.
fail my...
Okay. We believe that you are under the influence of something.
I'm not under the influence.
Hold on.
I honestly 100% don't feel comfortable because I honestly don't. I don't trust it 100%. I know I had a glass of wine.
Okay.
Okay, so once you're able to finally parse through all of the 100% and honestlys, you get at the hard truth of the matter. This lady, ladies and gentlemen, has only had one single glass of wine. Now hold on. You might think this is rather unbelievable, and at first I was a little shocked, but then I got to thinking, she could be telling the truth. I mean, just how big was this fucking glass of wine that she had, right? That's the question we need to ask. How big was the glass? The only way I can picture it is that it must have been the size of the glass that I imagine Thanos has to drink from.
My dad is a lawyer and a doctor. I know what that means. And I know I'm not drunk.
I know that was a very short clip, but I just wanted to highlight this absolute gem of a statement. Her father is both a doctor and a lawyer. That means that he went to school for roughly, at minimum, maybe 15 to 17 years. That is incredible. And to clarify, that is post-secondary education. I mean, does he work like a 100-hour work week? I don't understand how he could be a doctor and a lawyer. He would likely have to choose one or the other. I mean, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. And then she tops off this statement that her dad is both a doctor and a lawyer by claiming that she is not drunk. But believe it or not, I think through the incomprehensible slurred speech that she is indeed drunk. Proceeding these wildly absurd claims, the police now try to get her to consent to field sobriety tests, which is pretty typical since obviously she's under suspicion of driving under the influence. However, it's not very easy getting her to comply to these tests. She basically spends the entire time stalling by claiming that she has no idea what field sobriety tests are, and she constantly asks for them to explain, and they do like 2 or 3 times, and she still stalls, but eventually she does dissent and consent to the field sobriety tests. Now, something you all should know is that for field sobriety tests, it's not so much as being able to complete the task, but being able to follow the instructions specifically. So, as you're watching this, you should really just pay attention to how little she cares about paying attention to the instructions.
Come right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check your eyes, okay? So you're going to look at this thing with your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head, okay? So what I want you to do is just step right here, left foot on the line, put your right foot in front. Take 9 heel-to-toe steps. You're going to take a series of small steps. And then you're going to walk 9 steps back. You can start whenever you want to.
over.
You want I can pay you by paying the channel on the patch?
Are you done with that exercise?
I was not. You said 9 steps.
9 steps, turn around and go back.
Oh, you want me to go back?
Yes.
It is rather apparent that she has no idea how to listen to directions at all. For the first test, all you have to do is look at the tip of the pin and without moving your head, follow the tip of the pin with your eyes and your eyes only. But she's over here like, I mean, she looks like a fucking bobblehead during an earthquake. And then for the follow the line test, I don't even know what happens there. She takes 7 steps and then spins around. Instead of going back, she keeps going and then spins again and then one more time spins again. I mean, it's like she's living out her final dream of becoming a ballerina before she's sent off to prison.
I'll be nice and I'll put him in the front.
But why?
Under arrest for DUI.
But why?
Because it's my job. You're a dangerous driver.
But why if I... Sir, please.
Please,
Please.
don't make me
Why
take
did I?
another charge.
Why did I fail my test?
Lots of reasons. It's all going to be...
Tell me right now. I'm not drunk though.
Something.
Hey, you, sir?
Oh no, actually.
Okay.
Wait,
Good.
how am I
Step up right here.
drunk?
Step up
Why
right
don't
here.
you take a
Stop for this. Stop for this.
Do you want a breathalyzer?
I'd rather do that
Okay.
because I know I'm
No
not
problem.
drunk.
No problem. Have a seat.
You have to search.
Now we see the tactic used by 9-year-old brats everywhere. Whining. As if this entire event isn't her own damn fault. I have never been one to believe that alcohol impedes one's ability to make responsible decisions. And if you are going to make that argument that you can get drunk enough to not make your own decisions, well, if you're that susceptible to stupidity, maybe just forego the drinks altogether. You just shouldn't be drinking at that point, or just drinking that much.
Here.
Okay.
It just upsets me because I know I'm not drunk.
Okay, well, you
And
want the
I'm gonna
breathalyzer, right?
Do you know what a DUI does to your life?
Yeah. Do you want to do the breathalyzer? That you said yeah, right?
That's not the point.
Okay.
The point is, do you know what a DUI does to your life?
It does, yeah.
It does a lot of shit to
It
your
does,
life.
yes.
I can't get to work now because of that.
Okay, you can. You still
No,
can.
we can't.
Yeah.
I live in
Depending-
Palm Coast.
Depending
No.
depending what it
I'm gonna
is.
spend a life in jail now. I've never
What?
been to jail. He's gonna take me to jail.
Yeah, it's a
More wise words from this gold mine of intelligence. Do you know what a DUI does to your life? It does a lot of shit to your life. Well, thank you, madam. I did not know that. You know, one would think that the punishment for a crime, is supposed to prevent one, supposedly, from going out and committing said crime and being an absolute loony bin. But apparently that was not enough for her, or enough to prevent her from going out and being an absolute idiot. So from here, they do take her to the police station, and they try to administer the breathalyzer, but as we know, she is an expert in stalling tactics, so they're unable to collect a valid breath sample, which basically means that, when you're given a breathalyzer, you're supposed to blow into the tube a long, sustainable breath, also kind of, a hard breath as well. However, some people, to probably try to get out of taking the breathalyzer, avoid following the directions, such as sucking instead of breathing out, or not breathing long enough, or not breathing hard enough. You have to breathe until the device clicks. She probably didn't do any of these things right, so she wasn't able to take the breathalyzer as she so clearly begged for, so that she could be released. I don't know what ends up happening to her, to be quite honest, but I did want to play one last clip from this because it is by far my favorite clip, and I'd like to leave this video on somewhat of a positive note. So if you weren't able to quite catch that, basically the cop's phone starts ringing and it is the Office theme, and I cannot even explain how happy I am to hear this. This cop is an absolute mad lad. just mad respect goes out to this cop, because this is just, this is by far the best part of the clip. Again, I don't really know what happens to this lady, but I hope that she got the proper punishment for what she did, because she goes on talking about, you know, what is this going to do to my life? But what she doesn't realize, or I hope eventually she realizes this, but it doesn't matter what's going to happen to her life, because when you're driving drunk, you could ruin so many people's lives. You know, so many people are killed from drunk driving incidents. So it was just really selfish, and she was overall just a selfish person during this entire exchange. So I do hope she got the punishment deserving of that. But that is all I have for you for today. So until next time, PterodactOwl out.